There's a fine line between tribute and travesty. Some remakes breathe new life into beloved games, while others leave fans wondering why they were made at all. In gaming, nostalgia can be a powerful force. However, it can also magnify disappointment when expectations aren't met. Here, we'll explore titles that reimagined classics with striking success, and others that stumbled despite high hopes. But before we get to those that impressed fans, let's first hit those still remembered for being disappointments. Number 1, Warcraft 3, Reforged. Warcraft 3's remake left fans stunned, but for the wrong reasons. Promised features like cinematic cutscenes and tournament tools were cut, graphical upgrades felt uneven, and even the original version vanished from Battle.net. After many refund requests, it was dubbed Warcraft 3 Refunded. Number 2, Silent Hill HD Collection. Just imagine stripping away the fog effect, only to reveal unfinished backgrounds never meant to be seen. This one swapped out beloved original actors and suffered frame rate problems. It was built from incomplete assets after Konami lost the source code. Number 3, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. This trilogy was reborn with bugs and visual glitches. NPCs looked cartoonish, and some cheat codes vanished. Typos even appeared on in-game signs. The backlash was fierce enough to prompt a public apology from Rockstar, and they also restored the classic PC versions. Number 4, Medieval Resurrection. Combat felt slower and less precise than in the original PS1 game, and the humor was reworked into more slapstick, clashing with the gothic tone. It was exclusive to PSP, which limited its audience, and several original levels were cut or heavily changed. Number 5, 13. Gone was the cell shading that defined 13, and many animations and sound effects felt generic. Reworked stealth and combat alienated longtime fans, and multiplayer was missing at launch. The developers eventually promised post-launch fixes. Number 6, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. This remake delivered fewer levels and missing skaters, and off-feeling physics made tricks harder to land. Iconic tracks were absent, and the flow and speed of the originals were not captured. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD quickly faded from relevance. Number 7, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered. Having multiplayer locked to online only removed the original's couch co-op charm. Worse still, region-based restrictions prevented friends from playing together in some cases. Loading times were surprisingly long too. Square Enix just had to give that public apology. Number 8, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. Players could toggle instantly between old and new visuals, a feature that highlighted the remaster's flaws. Updated graphics often clashed with the original's tone, and some redesigned areas confused navigation. Also, audio sync issues hurt cutscenes. These ruined it for many players. Number 9, Double Dragon 2 Wanderer of Dragons. The combat here felt unresponsive and lacked the impact of the classic beat-em-ups, and for its 2013 release, the graphics and animations were considered dated. Enemy AI offered little challenge, and due to poor reception, it was delisted from Xbox Live. Number 10, Secret of Mana. First, the remake failed to fix bugs that had been present since the 1993 release. Then the 3D character models were criticized for looking lifeless. And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, even lip sync was out of place in several cutscenes. Now let's go over to the most standout remakes. Number 1, Resident Evil 2. Rebuilt in the RE engine, Resident Evil 2 delivered modern visuals and atmospheric lighting. It faithfully retained the survival horror tension while adding over-the-shoulder shooting mechanics. Leon and Claire's campaigns are reimagined with expanded dialogue and emotional depth. Number 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake. The Midgar section grew into a full-length story here, and combat was redesigned into a hybrid of real-time action and tactical commands. Also, Aerith and Tifa's personalities were fleshed out with more cinematic cutscenes, and the ending diverged from the original, sparking intense theories. Number 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Levels from the first two games were fully recreated with modern graphics and detail, while original gameplay physics were carefully preserved. New tricks from later series entries were added for variety, and the soundtrack included most of the classic songs. Number 4, Shadow of the Colossus. Even though every asset of this one was rebuilt from scratch, gameplay stayed faithful to the 2005 original. Controls were slightly modernized to feel smoother for new players, and thanks to upgraded animation, the colossal battles feel more cinematic. Number 5, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. All three original Crash games were remade in the Vicarious Visions Remaster Plus approach, and gameplay physics were adjusted to unify across all three titles. Some of the toughest original platforming sections became even harder due to new hitboxes. Number 6, Demon Souls. Bluepoint Games redesigned every environment with intricate details and lighting effects. The infamous World Tendency system was left intact and still baffled newcomers. It was a PS5 launch title, showcasing the console's speed and graphical power. Number 7, Metroid Zero Mission. The game fully retold the first Metroid with modern visuals and smoother gameplay. It added new areas, abilities, and a post-game stealth section. This is where the Zero Suit Samus design debuted, and speedrunners embrace this remake for its fluid movement and shortcuts. Number 8, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. These DS remakes rebuilt Pokemon Gold and Silver with updated graphics and features. They reintroduced the beloved Pokemon walking behind you mechanic and included the Poke Walker accessory, which let you train Pokemon by walking in real life. Music was remixed, but one could switch to the classic soundtrack. Number 9, Yakuza Kiwami. Yakuza Kiwami expanded the story content to fill gaps in the original's plot, and combat was improved with multiple fighting styles. It bridged the gameplay feel between Yakuza 0 and the rest of the series, and the Majama Everywhere system added surprise encounters with a fan-favorite character. Number 10, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. The Game Boy Classic was remade with a unique toy-like 3D art style. Gameplay was updated with quality-of-life changes like quick item switching, while the game retained its quirky dreamlike atmosphere. A dungeon builder feature was added for creative players.